What do you call the process of borrowing a sum of money from a bank? How many years does a millennium have?
Where can people go to borrow books? What type of food is an apple?
How many days are in a leap year? On what geographical location would someone be living if their country is surrounded by water on all sides?
Who is a person that makes bread, cakes, and pastries? Name the month that falls between April and June.
Where would you find a whale, in a tropical forest or ocean? What do dermatologists specialize in?
Where would you expect to find equipment like microscopes, a Bunsen burner, beaker, and petri dish? Some calendars begin the week on Sunday. What is the other day, which commonly starts a week?
A dozen is a grouping of which number? If a couple have a pair of children, how many children do they have?
What is the opposite of white? What do we call a person who does a job without being paid?
What is a mass of ice floating in the sea called? Where do you typically record your personal experiences?
When you have to accelerate a vehicle, what do you put your foot on? What is a piece of clothing that covers the hands and wrists and has individual sections for each finger?
What is the place where passengers wait for airplanes to take off or land? What is the opposite of the majority? What is a low area between hills or mountains called? What do we call a person looking for a job? What documents would a doctor give to a patient to buy medicines?
What do you call a baby cat? What is the horizontal line that separates the globe into two same halves?
Where can you find a collection of written or printed works available for reading or borrowing?
What is the term for a device used to measure the distance traveled by a vehicle? What is the term for a facility where animals are kept for public exhibition and study?
How many years are there in a century?
What device is used to observe a distant planet or galaxy? Where can you find a collection of living plants for scientific study, conservation, or public display?
A lack of which kind of weather causes drought, dry weather, or rainy weather? What is the term for money borrowed from a bank? What is the opposite of guilty?
What is the antonym of entrance? What do we call a scientist who studies planets and stars?
What do we call a short piece of writing containing the main ideas in a document? What is the device used to observe celestial objects in the night sky? What term is used for artistic representations of people, often focusing on their face, head, and shoulders?
Where can you find a collection of maps, atlases, and geographical resources?
What is the term for a collection of musical compositions performed together in a sequence?
What do we call a place where historical documents, artifacts, and relics are preserved and displayed? What is the name of the bony structure that encloses and protects the brain?
What is the term for a group of stars that form a recognizable pattern in the night sky? What is the term for a sculpture representing a person or animal, typically life-sized or larger?
If Monday is the first day, what day is the fourth day? What is the study of religion called?
What do we call a person who writes books?